Okay, that's really good. That's really good. All right. Okay, greetings, beloveds. Greetings. I think I might have to turn this down. I am so pleased that you guys have decided, or beloveds, you've decided to join me. All right. You know what we do. We want to go ahead. First and foremost, I'm Empress Yamaya, HP. So that's that high priestess, that Sybil S, Empress Yamaya. I have been talking about this for years now. However, just recently on our YouTube channel, I have been speaking about the depth of the mirror work, scouring, this sort of thing. Normally, I do that with my private divination work and working with clients, that sort of thing. Members, family, that sort of thing. However, with that being said, you know what we need to do first. Okay, so because we're on this portal way, I'm going to go ahead and grab my candle. Okay. The candle looks like it's purple, but it's actually black. I'm going to go ahead and use the candle, opening up our space. Okay. So, my sage, you know, I'm going to do dragon's blood. Okay. So I have the sage. And if you have your sage, please go ahead and clear the portalways and put a bell in the chat as you come in the chat. We're opening up the portalways as far as the north is from the south and the east is from the west. Okay. Clearing the space, clearing the energy, making sure that we resonate in the highest regard that we can. All right. So I'm going to give you guys some time. Get your pen and pad. Get it ready. I want you to also tap into, you know, how we go to our crystals. Okay. So tonight I am, or I should say, whatever time of the day you are receiving this message. Okay. I am going to have several different crystals I am going to work with. Okay. So my black tourmaline, my rose quartz, as well as my manifestation, and, well, my nails are too long for that, and my jet. Okay. The other one that is my favorite is the selenite. All right. So first, let's get into our topic. And our topic, greetings, beloveds, greetings. Do put a bell in the chat. How are you? Hello, Elsie. I appreciate you tapping in. You're all the way in Europe, honey. That's what I'm talking about. Tap in. Most definitely. Put a bell in the chat when you come in. I'm going to kind of let you guys get in here before I really start, to go in. But I will move through it pretty swiftly because I do enter and understand that there are a group of ladies that have been doing their thing. Hello. And my girl, actually one of my girls, my Iha, Pocahontas, my Inez, and the rest of the troop. I'm looking forward to meeting the ladies more in depth, of course. And of course, some of you guys that have been following me for a while. All right. I so appreciate you. I so appreciate you. So we are discussing the benefits of mirror work as well as scouring. And some of us may not know what that is. Mirror work, of course, it involves a mirror. But we are going to be dealing with the aspects of how it can benefit us, but at the same time, what we need to do to, have those tools. And most of you know, when you've been watching me do a intuitive read or work with me with divination work, that sort of thing, I always talk about our tools. Okay, so this is my bag of crystals, what I do with the crystals. I love my tarot deck. I have many tarot decks. I do love my veil, and for divine reasons, as well as my journal, okay? All of us need to do this. So make sure you get that journal, that sort of thing. You want to make sure that you're resonating with the higher self, okay? So all of these things are just spiritual tools. The more you use them, the more they will apply to you. They will help service you, okay? So the first thing we want to know, we should know, is of course the mirror, okay? So I just got a handheld mirror here, handheld mirror. The depth of this is we look in the mirror all the time, okay? We're in the mirror all the time. And I don't mean you're walking around with a mirror just like, oh, I'm cute, I'm cute. I mean, when you go out or get up to present yourself, you want to make sure that you look a certain way or look presentable to the best of your ability, right? So, with the mirror work, what we're dealing with, you ready? Because I'm gonna start and I'm gonna just start flowing through it, okay? And as you ask the questions, if I get to them, I promise I will try to relate, get back to you, respond, okay? Because once the spirits start flowing, the spirit flows. Okay, for most of you, you know. Yes, honey. Most of you that have had my divination work, you already know. I say when I tell you to get a pen and paper, I seriously mean it because oftentimes when I open up the channel just goes. All right. So you take what services you, and what I will ask of you is when you hear something and you receive something wholeheartedly, put a bell in the chat. Okay, that also identifies or allows me to know that it's resonating with you, as well as divine source, because I use this and it came to me as a tool for my divination work, for my own scouring work. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to speak about how I tapped into it. I see you, Pocahontas. I am. I'm about to get right to it, Mama. The fact that how did I learn about scouring, the mirror work, and my journey with it. The depth of that was I went through a lot of trauma, like most of us have gone through different trauma. I happen to be a Piscean. I don't know how many of you are into astrology and just really tapped in there, but it's something that I would suggest that you do. I have always been very intuitive, could hear different things, and most people would be like, okay, you're a little crazy, but no, all of us need to be a little tapped in right now. So if you want to call it crazy, call it crazy. So, in going through different situations, I realized the more that I would sit, I would hear and I would having a discussion. But who was I having this discussion with? I was having a discussion with myself. So after going through sitting and listening, answering and responding to myself, I would go into deep meditation. And in the meditation, as I was also learning about different spiritual practices, um, as well as coming off of knowing, Buddhism, Islam, my God, Christianity, just a whole bunch of religions. I was in Spain, and I went through a tower moment. Anybody in or understand the deck of the tarot, the tower moment, which is basically a crash down. So everything is taken away. You're striving, you're moving, your job, may it be your home. It was a tower moment completely, and a tower moment mentally as well. And with me going through that, as I was researching, I looked in the mirror, and we look in the mirror, as I said, every day, okay? And what I was speaking back to myself, it didn't resonate. I was speaking to myself in such a vibration that it was like, what do I need to do about this? Why am I speaking to myself? And I could see myself in two sides, okay? And then I draw the conclusion. I need to figure out what's going on here. So, in light of me going through that and seeing myself, what I very much did is I started to research it. I started to go a little deeper with it. I started, okay, wait a minute. How is it I'm able to see two sides of me? And this is before I jumped deeper into it, researched it, and started applying that application for myself. Okay. So that's how it started. All right. And in what I learned was the first thing is the cleansing aspect of doing your mirror work, okay, and your scouring. So cleansing is, of course, cleansing your area of focus, so where your habitation, okay, your habitation as well as your physical body. So cleansing the physical body. Most of us would enter and overstand spiritual baths, okay? So that is a big lesson to enter and overstand. You have to be able to cleanse the outer part as well as your physical part, which will help that mental part, okay? So removing all of those different areas. And you can do that with having lavender, for instance, to really get a nice spiritual bath. Well, some people don't have a bathtub, okay? So that's the other thing. So you would have to do a spiritual shower, which would be you having that Florida water, having that salt water, as well as black salt. If you can get black salt, it's absolutely beautiful, okay? That's one of the biggest things, okay? You can also get Hypsop. I hope I'm saying that right. It's HYSOP, which is really, really good. I always say Hypsop. That is really, really good for you to help cleanse the body and move through it in a dynamic way, because you will start to feel a certain thing. Even though we're not talking about spiritual baths right now, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother video. The depth is you want to make sure you cleanse your area, you cleanse the physical side of yourself, and you use certain properties that are known to do that, okay? The other thing is the altar. Most of us enter and understand what an altar is. It is done. Christianity uses it more for marriages and covenant, you know. Ancient and indigenous use it more for their particular people. So ancestors, again, sacrifice, this sort of thing. Buddhists, they use the altar in a way of focusing their intentions, okay? So that's a way of thinking about it. What I like to say to people, individuals, souls, is an altar. You are the walking altar, okay? I won't go too heavily in that, but you are the walking altar. But with this particular subject at hand that we're speaking about, and we're talking about mirror work, the altar is very significant because you will need that place to commune with the self, okay? So you want to make sure that altar is clean, presentable, however, the best that you can do. And that altar can be on a structure that is suitable to your life, how it because all of us, you know, we would love to have the ones that are really into it, like me. We love to have the big altars, how it looks, how it feels, that sort of thing. It is a vibration of you. Oftentimes people will put statues on their altar. They all also, there's different type of altars, I must say that, because you can have an ancestor altar, you can have an altar just for money. We're talking about an altar that vibrates with you, especially for this type of work, okay? So that altar, you want to make sure it has that fire on it, that water. You want to make sure that you are putting, if you want to put an image of yourself, you can do that as well, okay? So you want to make sure that you also put those thought patterns. And I don't have my box, but normally what I do is I keep a small little box and postcards, and I write on them, which are the affirmations, the statements, the things that I would choose to decree over my life. So that would be the other aspect of this, okay? The next thing, of course, you're going to go ahead and you're going to have that mirror, okay? Now, the mirror, this is a handheld mirror. I often tell people, especially when you start, you want to go ahead and you want to start with a handheld mirror. Okay, you want to be able to see yourself reflected in yourself. Now, if you have a big mirror, then so on and so be it, you know. However, what I will tell you is there are levels to scaring, to doing mirror work, okay? So that mirror, if it's a handheld, go ahead and get it handheld. The biggest thing with this, I would say, is making sure that your mirror is cleansed, it's clean, it's covered. Okay, especially it's one that you are doing your scouring work. Okay, so basically it's a mirror. What does a mirror do? It sends back a mirror reflection, right? So you want to make sure that you have that. The other thing, the deeper you go with this, you're going to expand even greater. Okay, and that's why I said, okay, I'm gonna jump on here and I'm gonna give you an overall embodiment. The depth is, I'm hope that you come back so we can go deeper, because I went to different levels of this, and you do want to go to the different levels because there's stages. You can't automatically, I mean, because it's based on your intent and your will, your purpose. You will open up stuff, but you got to be able to, not necessarily combat it, but enter and understand it so you can apply the discipline properly. Greetings, beloved. I'm so pleased that you are in the chat. Okay, so we're on Mira. Okay, now I want to stop in between and speak about the meditation and your breath work. Okay, very important. I always say that, period, whether I'm doing physical fitness with clients, whether it's you just literally just walking or finish eating. Okay, our breath work is serious. In scouring, you have to know how to breathe. The reason being is this: once you start tapping in, you're opening up a portal. You're going not just on the surface of a mirror, honey, seeing your reflection. You will open up different areas, okay? And you make it anxious. Your heart will start to flutter. You, you may get to a point that you're just like, oh my God, what did I just do? What did I? These things are very real, okay? So you being able to control your breath work is key. You hear me? Key. So you can bring yourself back down to a calm state, because you will feel that, okay? Now, I say that because in the cleansing process, you will want to clear certain things, okay? But I'm going to double back to that in a moment, all right? So, meditation and breath work. So that could be you doing your prana, your 4x8x4, or let me start this way, your 4x4x4. So that's basically using that prana, extending on the nose, inhaling for 4, holding, crossing over, holding it for 4, and releasing for 4. All right. That's just getting you used to being in a state of centering thyself. Okay. So once you center thyself, you'll be able to move through. Because in scouring, okay, mirror work, baby, you're going to jump through portals, especially when you start to tune in. The importance of you cleansing yourself is to open yourself. But in opening yourself, things come out. You're gaining liberation, okay, in that matter. So you want to be able to move in that. Ashe, 4x4x4, say it, honey. Thank you. Okay, so in that particular position, you want to make sure that you are there and you're settling in it. Now, the advanced version is you going, okay, 4x8x4. Higher version is 8x8x8. Okay, that's real deep breaths. Like you're deep in that breath work. Okay. Now, I'm going to tie all these together, but I'm going to keep going. So again, cleansing is the first thing. All right. The altar is the next thing. Your mirror. So getting that mirror. Now, your mirror can be a clear mirror. Okay. It can. It absolutely sometimes should start with the clear mirror. I'm just saying, my own personal experience, as well as teaching others, guiding others, you might want to start with the clear one, especially if you haven't done the internal work, or you're just, oh, okay, I'm kind of like on the fence. I don't know if I've completely cleared certain things. Or start with the clear mirror. Then you can go to the obsidian. You know what I mean? You can go ahead and take that, that blackness all the way through. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to lie to you. Absolutely love it. However, you need all of these details that vibrate on a certain level, because you will feel this. It is a deep but beautiful experience, okay? It's not all that witchy, even though we talk about, oh, this person's a witch and we make jokes about it and all that. It is a very deep practice, okay? A very deep practice. So, I mentioned the breath work, then the mirror. Now we're coming to the candles, okay? The candles. You guys saw my candle. I have my black candle. All right. This is one type of candle that I use. Now, of course, with your candles, you can get black or white, all right? White is that pure, that clarity, okay? Also related to the ancestors, that sort of thing. Black is that protection, okay? But also that strength. And most people, when they look at black or they think about black, they're always thinking about darkness. Like, what? Like, we all have to be re-educated, okay? We come out of a dark wound. All of us came through the wound of a woman, and there was no light in there, okay? The only light that was growing was you, okay? So we're talking about the candle. You definitely want to have that candle. I'm using black because I prefer it, and I've been moving through this for a while, okay? And I use the dragon's blood, the sage, okay? Now, it's not like you can't use California sage, that's okay. Uh, um, you can use all different types of sages. That part is not really the biggest thing, because you've already cleansed your arena, or your area, and you've cleansed your body. Now you're going to just cleanse the air, okay? So, because that's going to deal with your mental mind, all right? So you can use those particular, again, the white, which is for clarity, the black is for protection. What I add, or have people add, is their color, okay? And what I mean by that, some people will add their birthstone color, that's fine. The color that vibrates with you, that you just love to have or see on your body, okay? Let's just say it's green. You get that green, you have that green candle also vibrating there. This is not the candle that you will be staring into, okay? And oftentimes what I have heard, and when I was researching it as well, people would talk about placing a candle in a certain position, and then you look into the mirror. Okay, I'm teaching deep stuff, honey. We gonna look into the light, okay? You gonna look into the light for a certain amount of time, all right? So you have your sage. You make sure that you have your sage. You cleansing the area. California sage is fine. What is it? Palo Santo. You can use this. Frankincense. You can use that. That's fine. Um, so it's one of the biggest thing, and you can even colored candles are really, as I said, that's a whole nother session, but you definitely want to make sure that you get that candle that is your main candle, and that's the candle that you will focus on, okay? So you can use that white and maybe just have black over there for that protection and clarity, or you can very much use the candle that resonates with you far as your divinity, whether it be your heart chakra, your root chakra, this sort of thing. That's going deeper, okay? So now that you've had that, you want to make sure, I'm going back to the breath, okay? So we're still in the breath work process. Make sure that you have that breath. So 4x4, 4x8x4, 8x8, but this is advancement, okay? So that would be the other thing. Now your crystals, as we had discussed earlier, are crystals. These are the same crystals that in that spiritual bath that you were taking, I teach people to put your crystals in the bath water. The more you vibrate with your crystals, I often have told and done for myself, people to actually attach your crystals to your body, okay? Each crystal resonates with a different organ. So you want to take that manifestation crystal, If that's the one that you're doing, you want to use, so you're going to actually use these crystals in the water. These very same crystals are the ones that you will use for your altar. You will use to put on your altar. You will use these and put them out into the natural sunlight, okay, on the earth, okay? So, grass. Hello. This sort of thing. These are also like the selenite. This is for protection as well. So, in the protection, you very well can put this under next to your um, window sill, under your bed. Now, again, the more you use this is also a vehicle. It's a portal. All right. The other aspect is you can put it by your door. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I love this. This is my favorite. I do this often, selenite, when I'm talking about, or I know that I'm going to be dreaming a lot, or I start dreaming a lot. I use that a lot. Yes. And of course, the black tourmaline, you want to make sure that you're using those. The pink quartz. These are all different areas of when you say vibrate with your crystal, you want to make sure that you're vibrating with your crystals. So take on a learning research mentality, okay? I didn't get here just by waking up overnight and just saying, oh, okay, I got this. No, it's been time, dedication, and movement. You like that crystal, baby? It is. I have some pretty ones. I wish I had more next to me. Let's just keep it 100. Um, so I wanted to also get to the part of the music. Okay, music is a very key factor in everything that we're doing. So music is the other thing. So a Hertz music. So with the Hertz, you can do that 4-3-2, the 5-2-8. Now, this is music that's going to put your brain waves on a certain frequency. And oftentimes, of course, there'll be that area that, okay, I'm having these thoughts. Most people will tell you, oh, you just kind of, just forget about them. Me, for what I have experienced and dealt with other people, I always say, receive the thought, receive it. And at that moment, you want to go ahead and write it down and then dismiss it because you've already written it down. What you'll end up doing is once you sit down to do your meditation, the next time you come back to do your altar work, which is your mirror work, your scaring, you'll be able to see how and where you've come from, okay, with your work. Now, all these details I'm telling you, do not skip them, okay? The other part is because the reason I use bells, it opens up portalways. So when you're sitting down and you're about to do your sacred work, mirror work, scrying, opening up with the bell is like raising the alarm, ringing the alarm for the spirit realm to open up on behalf of you. So you have to take on that state of realizing, okay, this is who I am, this is my divine divinity, and this is how we need to move. What did you say, belovedly? Most people are known. Some people cover the mirrors in their homes. Do you think the mirrors should be covered at any time? Okay. Mirrors, the mirror that you are using for doing your sacred work, that mirror can be covered if you're living around other people. Okay? If you're living around other vibrations of people that are maybe not on the same page as you, um, don't vibrate in that particular arena, you would want to definitely cover. It's no different than your deck of your decks. Okay, you want to make sure your decks are covered, and you can put them in silk bonnets, silk bags, this sort of thing. You want to make sure that they're protected. If you don't have an altar that actually keeps everything covered. Okay, so yes, the mirrors should be covered, especially the ones that you're using for yourself. Okay, for those that are moving more, like let's just say this is your first introduction to it and you want to move into it, I'll show you and tell you more about that, because for me, I didn't necessarily have to cover my mirrors because I was in my own space. Okay. And in my own space, I know how I was taking care of my space. That's the other thing. So I was also always making sure that I was saging, cleansing the mirrors, making sure that they were vibrating to the highest point. Okay. Because I didn't just, I started out with the hand mirror, but I developed into bigger, grander, mirrors. And so they were in my sanctuary, so I didn't have to cover them. So that is a key thing. Now that we're speaking about covering, the next thing is the veils, okay? The veil. The reason I actually have the scarf on, not just for show, darling, even though it is pretty. It is pretty. You want to make sure that you are covering the head, all right? Our life force, our kundalini spirals out the back, all right? When we're in a sacred place, the other thing is it goes out our root chakra or out the crown of our head. So we want to just cover ourselves, so find that veil, that scarf, whatever you feel that would cover you up is something that you definitely want to vibrate with, okay? So covering the head is quite important. And it also will help center you. Okay, so that's a big thing. So make sure that you cover the head. All right, now when it comes to colors, all right, you want to wear dark colors. When you're scouring, doing mirror work, you don't need to wear loud colors. You're the light. You don't need to have a loud color on. That's not the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose of this is for you to channel and be able to focus yourself on you. Okay, so I'm going to give you a breakdown. I've given you all the external of different things, but how this would work or how you would move this. Okay, so if I have spoken too fast, you just go ahead and we're going to post it as well so you can replay it and just follow through with it. All right, so after the veils, we have the veils, right? You've covered yourself, and that is a key factor. All right, so your process should look something like this. You have cleansed yourself. You went in first, you've cleansed the room, the area. You've opened up the space. You've used your sage. You've done that. After you've done that, you've run your bath water, but you also, now this is if you have a bath and a shower, okay? Just saying. You have cleanse that particular area. You've run the bath water and you have the shower. You cleanse every part of the body. You take the shower. Then, after you've placed your crystals in the bath water because it's been sitting there while you were showering, the music has been playing. Your candles were already lit. Your main candle is sitting or seated at the place that you will be communing with thyself. Okay? So, you have that there. After you've taken that bath, what I do, you're playing the Hertz music. In playing the Hertz music in that wound, hello, that's where I was talking about black. You want dark colors, beloved, okay? Dark colors. So whether it's navy blue, something, you want dark colors. You want to get used to seeing what you will see when you start to do proper mirror work. You will not see this particular side. Okay, I won't get too ahead of myself. Let's go back. So you have the bath water. You've already taken the bath. The crystals are already in there vibrating. Make sure once you come out of that, or while you're in there, you're speaking to yourself. You're sending high vibrations to yourself. What it is that you want to get out of doing this scaring work. Open the self up. And I suggest that you do not put too much on top of what you want to get out of it. Be open and receptive, because remember, you have already allowed yourself to have liberation with forgiving yourself, that sort of thing, acknowledging yourself, that cleansing process, because this is going through the cleansing. After you come out of that, already have your robe, whatever it is that you are comfortable enough to sit in front of the altar with, or your candle, the mirror, okay? You want to pat yourself dry. Do not do anything harsh. You want your body to be open and receptive. That means your pores. This is our biggest organ, okay? Which connects to the mind and, of course, our heart, all right? So moving through that. Once you have moved now and you're sitting in front of your mirror, okay? You got your mirror right in front of you. You have your candle. I would suggest, even if it's a handheld mirror, which can kind of be a little difficult based on where you're going to be in proximity of where and how you would be sitting. So if you have a mirror that you can literally, this handheld mirror or the small mirror that has the little, what do they call it, the foundation on it, put that up and put it in a distance in front of you. Make sure that you're comfortable. You have your candles already lit, okay? You've already spoken, and make sure you clean your candles. You hear me? Clean your candles. It has the energy and a vibration on it that from the previous manufacturer or this or that. Florida water, wipe it all down, that sort of thing. Put that in tint. All right. So now that you've done that, you have the candles lit. You have that for protection. If you want to write on that candle, this is for protection. This is, making sure that the portalways that are open will not keep me in bondage, but I will be able to receive that which comes through. Okay. Then you have your candle. So that particular candle that vibrates with you, you're going to sit right in front of that candle. You're going to first start the breath work, okay? Make sure that your Hertz music is on a certain vibration. So not too loud, not too high. It's really something you can hear in the background, okay? With you doing that, now you're in that particular place. You're going to settle in. If you want to do your mudra, you can do your mudra, which was a hand position, whether it's your solar plex, your heart chakra, your first eye. If you choose to, do that, okay? Because this is about you being comfortable. After you get yourself to a certain point with that breath work, okay, 4 by 4 by 4. Let's start there. You get yourself to that breath work, then go ahead and relax your hands. Now you're going to look into that candle. The depth of you looking into the candle, you're going to look into the light. All right? You're going to look into the light. That means the blackest part of that candle. Wait. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see it. But if you think about the blackest part of the light here, that's where you're going to focus. You're going to slow your breath down. You're going to have that candle right in front of you, directly in front of you. All right? The lights are dim or it's completely dark. The lights are very, very dim. There's nothing distracting anywhere around, okay? Nothing bright colored in front of you but that candle. If you want a green, red, whatever that is, that's the candle, but you're not really looking at that part. You're looking into the light. You look into that particular light. Breath work, and try not to close the eyes. This is where most of us, it's the reverse when we talk about meditation, right? Meditation, most people teach you to close your eyes. I teach people to close their eyes and meditate with your eyes open. Get used to it, because we walk out and we see all the dang on time. And the depth is, when you seeing something, we make an interpretation. All right. So that's why it's so powerful for you to be able to do scrying, mirror work, that sort of thing. It totally makes you, allows you to be able to see beyond the natural state. So you're looking into that candle. When you're looking into that particular candle, you are focusing the breath. And you're going to try to keep those eyes open as long as you can, honey. You're going to try to keep that for 15 minutes. Okay? Most people, when they first start, I know for me, I blinked. I think it was 7 minutes. 7 minutes in. The first time I was sort of like, oh my God, what? Because your eyes want to water up. You're having thoughts. You got to breathe. It's a alignment. Okay? It's a alignment. It's a conditioning. It is something that you definitely have to tap yourself in. I appreciate that, honey. Triple darkness, baby. You better. Where's my bell? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. It's allowing you to tap into that place of where you came from. Real talk, which was a dark space, an egg, a black egg. All right. So you're in that particular state. Once you're in that state, now this is where you settle. You hear me? You settle there. Breathe. So I want all of you on the line right now, right? And those that will come to see this video after, I want you to take a deep breath. Inhale from your core. Inhale. Hold it right here. And exhale, release slowly. You want to muster up all that you feel here while you're looking into that light, okay? And exhale, release slowly. So put that like, you can even put a little alarm on it, okay? So yeah, because that's how I did it, where I knew it was like 7 minutes. Like, oh my God, this is, girl, you need more practice. So put that alarm on. Make sure that it's on a vibrating type of thing, because you don't want to disturb the atmosphere. Now, once the bell goes off, right? Then you're going to take that mirror, okay, that's in front of you. And now you're going to look right into the mirror. You feel me? You're going to look right into the mirror. Doing your best not to blink. Staying right there and focused. Tears may roll down your eyes. I mean, I've had tears roll down my eyes. Just bawling. You don't... What you will start to understand is you're making emotional release. Okay? This is deep spiritual work. Okay? With just yourself, no words needed. Your subconscious, conscious mind are going to start to align itself. Okay? So you're there. You're going to be bawling. Keep your eyes on the mirror. The biggest thing that you will see first, especially when you're dealing with a clear mirror, right? You're going to see that same flicker of light in the mirror. That same flicker of light in the mirror. Focus on it. Do not lose contact with it. The depth of it is, some of us that may know about orbs, or you've taken a picture. If you don't know what an orb is, and maybe you've taken a picture and you've seen like a round circle in your, in the photo. Sometimes they appear white, sometimes they appear blue, green. That's a whole nother video. But it's that particular side that you will see. And sometimes when you first do that, it'll start to move. You want to focus on it. And oftentimes it will make you break your focus as well, because you're trying to follow it. Don't move the rest of your body, only your eyes. The more discipline you get with that, the more you'll be able to resonate in that. And when I say resonate in it, you'll get comfortable enough to sit in it. And once you sit in it, this is when all of the things start to shift. Okay? Again, you're open up a portal way. This is when things will start to shift. Oftentimes people have seen their face, and their face starts to morph. Okay? This is real stuff. Like, okay, now you're going to start this, as I say, start off slow. Take yourself in. I'm trusting that we'll get to have more conversations. Of course, if you need my assistance and talking you through it, working through it, going a little deeper, we can do that. But you will see your face sometimes shift. It looks dysfunctional. You'll see yourself look older. You could see other people's face images. This is suppression. This is subconscious. This is portal waves. Okay? So now when we talk about the benefits, as well as, I would say, benefits in awareness. Okay, we're talking about the whole part of you being able to have peace, sensitivity. It's going to work your mental. Don't get it twisted. It's going to work your mental. Don't get it twisted. It's going to work your mental. The emotional intelligence will come about. The ancestor connection, and I always say, or most of us say, we are our ancestors, but the depth of it is, you're going to start seeing some of them ancestors based on the call and the purpose and how you move. You're going to see those ancestors, and you're going to see yourself oftentimes, the more that you do it, okay? Your lineage, certain things are going to come up too. Again, when you start to see your face, my experience, bawling. And I'm just like, what in the world? And I see all the different faces changing. And you do. Like they say, you see a ghost, baby, you seeing you and everybody else. And this is why you want to make sure your environment is clear, that nobody else is around you. This is a sacred spot. If they gonna walk in the room, no different than when you're taking a spiritual bath. No, honey, you're not coming in my area, and you haven't been cleansed the sage. You're not even walking in that space, because you're gonna drop something off that you didn't purposely want to do, but that's quite possible. All right. So the benefits of it is that, but the awareness is a time shift. So a shift of the timelines, which is major, okay? Posing energies. Y'all feel me? It's kind of like if you think about sleeping with somebody, you take on what that person had, those posing energies, you can see that stuff move through, okay? And the other thing, number sequences, you want to make sure that we're speaking about doing mirror work and scouring. That's what the whole conversation is about. Going deeper into the divine self and being able to pull out things that will service you in your waking, walking life. So that's what we're discussing, Melvin. I hope I said that right. Greetings, beloveds. Where are you in the blog? Did this up? Okay. Who is that? Is that Bat? I think I can see some of that. Okay. So I see your question more than anything. The depth of that was, for me, it was a transition. It was coming out of certain traumas. It was continuously wanting to research the self. Like most of us, we talk to ourselves. I'm one that I don't just talk to myself. I'm going to search myself out. I'm going to, okay, why was I given this name? I'm a person that asks questions. Most people, I ask the question, I'm going to look dumb. I don't give a flying fuck. I want to know the answer. I'm going to ask the question. So oftentimes we need to do that with ourselves. We need to ask the question of ourselves. And so mirror work, scouring is a combination of that divination work, that shadow work, that you ask questions of yourself and you're not afraid of owning your own bullshit. So owning what appears in the mirror, okay? With that being said, I close with this. It is a deepening process. The more you walk through, and I can share my experience with it. I started at a certain point. Everything was connected, breath work, that sort of thing, meditation. It only helped elevate and expand the rest of my walk to a point that even with big clear mirrors, as I said before, I used all different types of mirrors. When I had tapped in and walked through a portal, I literally could walk past big mirrors in my home that, let's just say they're in the bathroom, they're long mirrors, and all of the mirrors would turn black. I'm going to let that sit with you for a moment. All of us are used to seeing this type of mirror. The reason we discuss it's a black mirror is because we will use that obsidian to make the black, or to do the mirror work or scaring with the black mirror. The biggest part of this is if you can turn a clear mirror black. Do I need to say any more? The depth is you are resonating so high within yourself, within a spirit. You have opened a portal way. You are free to walk through it. It does take dedication. It does take you doing that breath work. You are able to move through portals properly. Okay? Yes, it would be nice for you to be able to have people that would help you, but not everybody's going to want to do it. Not everybody's going to want to do this even for themselves, okay? So I am definitely open and receptive to aiding. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on. I so appreciate it. But it does help you in all that you're doing, too. You want to make sure that you write it down in your journal. It's kind of like you walking through your own dreams, which also doing this only enhance my dream interpretation, not just for myself, for other people. We're able to hear, move through it, see. And oftentimes, again, the spiritual work within the self, people they want to see something physical, okay? I just happen to enjoy that dark wound experience. And I will say the biggest thing that I could say for anybody, especially if you're willing to work with that, willing to go through it, is I walked through, and the first time I saw myself, truly saw myself, the mirror was completely black. I couldn't see any of this. I saw blackness and there was peace. Most people don't even most people with meditation, they don't want to do meditation because they don't want to sit with their thoughts. Most people don't like to be alone. So this is not, baby, this is not for the people that's just scared. This is for people that really want to go deep. I saw myself and I felt so freaking beautiful because that's who I truly am. This is the flesh. We all see the flesh. But when we ascend, when we pass on, where we going? We spirits, right? We all spirits. Because if we weren't spirit, how could a person that doesn't maybe have a pair of legs still be able to talk? And how is it that a person that's blind still can be able to see? We're spirits. You got to tap into your divinity, and this is just another way to doing that. It's just another way of doing that. And yes, oftentimes people are scared to do that. All right. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that I saw my black and it didn't take my breath away, because it was like, what the, oh my, really? And because I was sitting in a meditative state, I heard the higher sense of self and consciousness say, that's me. That's me. Ashe, put some bells in the chat if y'all got something from this. Okay. I appreciate the new ones, new people that have just come in. Moonlight Crystal Kids. Beloved, I appreciate you coming in. You most definitely should look at the playback. I am hoping and trusting that this will service the highest good of those that are willing to receive it, willing to receive themselves. Okay, this is not just me, doing some bullshit. I've literally done this for myself as well as help other people do it for themselves. And it helped me own my own bullshit, my own totality. It helped me move through a certain place in light. When I do group meditations, oftentimes I appear in other people's meditation. I appear in other people's dreams. And I'm talking about, when people be talking about, ooh, you might be kind of scary, or you might, and I'm like, you don't have no idea. Forget throwing them hands. I'm going to bring it right to the altar, honey. I'm going to make sure that things move in a certain place. And I don't mean that to say that you literally go after somebody. I mean that to say you own yourself, your totality, and you move through it. So I'm trusting, thank you for putting the bells in the chat. I'm trusting that this serviced you. I definitely want to do this more often and go deeper for those that are willing to go deeper and actually speak about the reports, talk about the reports, talk about what they found. I did go in and deal with generational curses that way. I did get to see the ancestors through the movement. And scaring. And the other thing is, I did get to see other opposing energies. So I appreciate you so much, beloved. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. Do make sure that you look back, share it with somebody who's open and receptive, and make sure that you watch it again. Okay, watch it again. Take notes. Take it easy on yourself. If you choose to, take it easy on yourself. Look at this, honey. What that say? What that say, baby? Rebirth. This one you can't make. Why I want to make up something? It's just true. I'm vibrating in me, and you should vibrate in you. Ashe Divines, I love you. Besito Grande. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Look at our playlist, whether it's intuitive reads, whether it's those ladies that are out, working through all of the chakras. Pocahontas Ashe, Miss Thing, hello. Me Nina, one of my Ninas, the other one, she hiding in the bed. And for my spiritual daughters as well, I so appreciate you. My now male tribe, which is the king, the alchemist, the warriors, I'm appreciating you too, because y'all coming out the woodwork now. Y'all coming out like, I need some of that. I need all of that, Empress. Give me that. So I so appreciate you guys so much. Do remember, put the bells in the chat. Love you. Peace, peace. You are so welcome, beloved. All right. I hope you ladies have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to hearing the report back. Okay. And we'll see you guys again soon. Ciao for now. Love you. Love you. Oh, how quick.